Good, you be mine. Hello, and why didn't you switch? There we go. Hello, and welcome to another Akward family gathering with your hosts, the one, the only, the missing for the last 15-ish days, Akward Hero. And the crowd goes, wow. I am not in a Snuggie. I am in a wearable jacket. Wearable blanket. Yes, because it's cold. It's like whole 60 degrees. Too cold for me. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. If you were someone who tuned in to my last stream, then you would know that there wasn't a whole lot to see. So I tried to stream while I was out on my Christmas vacation. And when I did that, it was pretty much a disaster. And that's not because of anything other than the internet could not handle your awesomeness. You guys showing up and just being awesome. And so, National Akward Family Christmas Vacation. There we go. Yeah. So the internet couldn't handle you guys. That was the problem. But you can catch Padbay's half with me talking just fine. It just for some reason could not elevate the video as I was streaming it. It's really weird. It was like, hey, we're gonna be okay with these things, and then these other things we're not gonna do so well. It was kind of weird. Not gonna lie. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys had a great holiday. Let's see, we had Christmas, Hanukkah last night. I believe last night was the last night of Hanukkah, or tonight's the last night of Hanukkah, one of the two. Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, Christmas, and New Year's since I last streamed. So lots happened. I hope you enjoyed some or all, I know we still have a Christmassy scene going on. That's on my to-do list this week, is to fix. I'm also going to be making soup. Not on a stream, just because I want to make soup. I love making soup. I have all the stuff. I prepped it like a month ago. So I'm making soup. If you checked out the shared Discord I'm on, I posted out, we did our annual annual New Year's fondue. It's a tradition my wife and I started a couple years ago with our kids, and it's built on a tradition that I had growing up of doing fondue. But what's significant about this last fondue was that there's been this table in my family for like 30 years. It's pretty much brand new table. When we did our first fondue, and this fondue basically for me, anytime I've been home, whether it was my parents or when they gave me the table, I forget, they gave it to me like 30-year marriage. I've done lots of fondues, 30 years worth of fondues, and this was the last one that table will endure, because I'm taking it apart and we are saying goodbye to it after 30 plus years, because my wife and I decided we're not going to try and move it in our big move coming up. So it was kind of a little special there. For those who also following the Akward wife journey, she had her surgery. She was getting her tubal surgery. She had that on New Year's Eve. And she's actually recovering really well. So thank you to those of you who have reached out. She was kind of groggy the day we got back, feeling really sore towards the evening. Yesterday was pretty sore and took a lot of naps, but now she's feeling pretty good. She's up and about, moving. She says not as much pain, which is good. It's all good. It's all good things. So that's kind of the cool thing. Those are the kind of the cool pieces there. Yes, as Jackie pointed out, I am wearing a Snuggie, a wearable blanket, I think is what it's officially called. I think I put it on wrong again. It has like this button spot. I think I put it on wrong again. Oh well. It's great. It's one of those like sheepskin blankets, but it gets hot really, really quickly. So I don't know if we're gonna do that. Oh, I'm like sweating and it's like 40 degrees. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad. 60 degrees according to my computer weather. It like knew. It knew what I was doing. But my feet are freezing, so I think it's just gonna go on my feet. It's a little too warm. I'm kind of set up there. I'm in flannel pants and a flannel shirt because it's cold here and I'm not happy, and it was 50 here last week. Ooh. Yeah. It's supposed to take a drastic drop here the first day I go back to work. I'm like, of course. So I'm hoping that we have like a deep freeze and they get to cancel work. But I'm not holding my breath. I think it's just gonna be cold. Yeah, the other day it was, I think we left the house and it was 39 degrees to take my wife down to her surgery, and I wore two shirts. I had like a lighter jacket like this and then a flannel on. My wife's like, are you okay? I said, I'm gonna be happy about this later. And I was the only one who wasn't complaining about being cold the entire time. So that was wonderful. 37, getting cooler from now till spring. Yeah, that's kind of what I've noticed with Waco. Because everyone thinks, oh, it's gonna be cold, in the next like Christmas time, but really it's cold in like January, early February. That's when it's really cold. And yeah, so I'm not looking forward to this, but I also know it's one of the last times I have to right now for a while. If you expect it, it won't happen. Look, yeah, I'm not happy. I hate cold. Honestly, I will take 120 degree weather. My wife makes fun of me all the time. She says I'm not human for it. But I will take 120 degree weather over being super cold. Right? I can only put so many layers on. So that's, yeah, and people make the opposite argument. You can only remove so many layers too. I said, you're right. But that's what fans are for. That's what space heaters are for. Yeah, I get it. I don't like to be cold. That's what it comes down to. I don't like to be cold. You don't like to be hot. Great. Awesome. High five. Anyway, I hate temperature. I hate cold temperature. I don't like to be cold either. I don't think many people do like to be cold or hot. I think we just need a world that's constantly 70 to 76 degrees. I I think that's what we need. All right. So when we last streamed in the office back in, I think it was like December 15th, I was telling you guys, oh yeah, I've got a flight in the morning. And I was supposed to get on that flight. But lo and behold, Waco, and it's one airplane town, for the second time in 2024, in less than 3 months. The plane broke down and there was a 2 to 3 hour delay. So I had to drive all the way to Dallas again to catch a flight again and be late again. So I am writing a very scathing email saying you owe me $500 because parking is insane. I paid $100 for the 3 days for TwitchCon. And we prepaid. I called my wife at 3 o'clock in the morning, Arizona time, and said, hey, I need your help. I need parking and I need directions to said parking. So she went on the computer. She went, doo-doo-doo-doo. And sometimes I don't know why I do what I do, guys. And we prepaid. It was like $290 or something, $250, something like that. When we left, we went and picked up the car after driving 15 hours on Friday. We went and picked up the car and the scanner wasn't working. And so my wife put in the card and it said, you owe $485. Like, what? We prepaid already. Luckily, they were able to fix it because my wife copied the wrong license plate. It was a whole thing. But luckily, we got it fixed and all was well. But I have spent, just in parking, not gas, not anything, a plane ticket worth of money. So American Airlines, start fixing your planes, please, for all of our sake. Anyway, so that's what I recommend. I am boycotting American. I will not be flying out again. New York is the only state that has paternity leave. You're welcome for this useless fact. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be I'm not going to have any more paternity anytime soon. Oh, my water. Ugh. But I think that's really cool that New York has paternity leave. I remember being a dad of 3 days and having to go back to work. I was fortunate with my daughter. She was born in the middle of a 2-week fall break. So I got a whole week with her, though my mother-in-law had a little bit to say about that. Don't get me started. But I got a week with her and kind of helping Akward wife and Akward daughter get settled. With Akward son, I had 3 days. Because I had a fundraiser or a community, charity event on that Saturday. So I had to go back on Friday, and he was born on Tuesday. 12 weeks over the course of the first year of life. You only get 70% of your pay, but hey, that's better than what I got. I had my 10 days. 10 days. And it was rough because in order for my wife to get a short-term disability, she had to use all of her vacation time or all of her sick time. Teachers don't get vacation time. It's just sick time. She had to use all of her sick time and go 30 days before they would enact the short-term disability. And that's the only reason why we were able to allow her to take 6 weeks off. Only way was that. And honestly, the mother should be recovering during that 6 weeks. It's a lot, but someone needs to be taking care of the baby too. And so that was always a lot on my wife. Bless her heart for that, for doing that. And I know she enjoyed the time with both our kids, but there could have been a lot of things that could have helped my wife, especially with our son, had I been able to take some time off. So go New York. Go New York. Way to be awesome. All right. Enough yapping. Enough yapping. Actually, we're going to do lots of yapping today. We're going to be continuing our build of the X-Men mansion. Mostly because I want to finish it. It looks really cool. If you look right here, I think you can see me. There we go. If you look right here, this is the first third, the middle third, actually. So it's right there. Of the mansion. And then when we flip over to our build cam, you guys can see what we did in part 4. We started working on this is, if I'm not mistaken, the right, wait. Technically this is right of the front entrance. If we're facing it, it's the left. So house left, stage right. Theater nerd. But yeah, so that is, we're going to be working on, I believe we're going to start the top half of this. I did add in a face cam because some people were like, we want to see your face. Why are you doing 2.5 hour streams, 3.5 hour streams, and we can't see you? And I said, oh, guys, thanks. I like my face too. But yeah, so we're going to be working on this. I don't know how long I'm going to go today. My wife asked me that. I said, I don't know. Not really sure. But there may be times where I'm taking little breaks because I got to help Akward wife. Not only take care of the Akward kids, but also, like, you know, she might need help with stuff. She is like 3 days post-surgery, so, you know, maybe just needs a little help. Who knows? But I really wanted to get back to building. I really enjoyed the little build I've done. In fact, I've done a lot of Lego stuff recently, and I think that's going to be something that I'm trying for 2025. So just kind of moving in a direction towards working with Lego and all this stuff. There's some projects that I've been kind of looking at that I'm like, I would really love to take that on. And one of them is going to be finishing this. So we'll talk more about that throughout our process, but I think I'm moving in a Lego direction in the near future. Mostly because my wife has a habit of Legos, and I can't say I don't. So, you know, a Lego partnership would probably be in my best interest. Also, I feel like it's kind of fitting. You know, I'm getting ready to move to San Diego, which is where Legoland started. So I feel like it's fitting to work on Legos for a while. So I've got some things I will talk about once we resume back to game streaming. I mean, we'll be doing some game streaming soon. Don't get me wrong. But there's, yeah, we'll leave that for now. All right, so we're starting with bag 15. Bag 15. And bag 15, we have to start building Rogue. Actually, so since Akward wife had gone and done her surgery on New Year's Eve, she was obviously extremely tired, understandably. It's like her body was, adjusted for a while. Anyways, so on New Year's Eve, I was kind of just, she went to bed at like 8 o'clock, and so did the kids. So I was kind of on my own for New Year's Eve. It was kind of lame, but kind of awesome too, because what I did was I went ahead and put Road back there. I went ahead and I finished watching X-Men 97 because my kids were not into it, like, at all. And my wife wasn't really into it, so I'm like, perfect, I'll watch this. Oh my gosh, was that such a good series? Oh my gosh. I'm like, when is season 2 coming out? Not for like another year minimum. So then I was super bummed. I was super bummed by that. But oh my gosh, I think I might rewatch it again. It was just so well done, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see. There we go. I keep looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at my live feed rather than OBS, and I'm like, why can't I see anything? And I'm like, oh, it's the delay. All right, so we're gonna put this little flat brick here, and then we're going to fill in the rest of the flat bricks. So I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok, because what else do you do on a 15-hour car ride home? And I came across some Lego builders who are an individual who is in, I think, Germany. He does live streams of building this huge, like, full room custom Lego city. He has a Wild West one, and then he's working on like it looks like a kind of a Tudor, I wouldn't say Tudor, European, if you will, town kind of thing. It's gorgeous, but it's all custom build. And I was like, wow, a custom build where I have to come up with everything? I kind of want to do that. Not gonna lie, folks. So that's one of the things. I think I'm gonna, because I have to, so for graduate school, I have to relearn drafting. I've done, I gotta get to reading, so I'm ready for the book at the end of the month. I pre-ordered it last night. That's fun. Enjoy that. That is, I think my wife's finished it on our car ride. She was listening to it. I don't know if she finished it, but she's excited. She didn't realize that it was coming out next month. So she found out I think it was a couple weeks ago, and she's like, it came out of nowhere. And my sister-in-law, who also reads these books, was like, no, it's been kind of known for a while now. So she's like, oh, oops. That the right one? Yep. I finished the first book. Now I'm on to the second one. Wow. You read it in what, 5 days? 6 days? It wasn't that long ago you were starting. Wasn't it like Saturday? I wish I could read. I mean, that's bad. I can read. I can read really well. I wish I enjoyed reading for pleasure. I always feel like I have to be learning something. Not because like you have to learn to read. It was just I enjoy how-to books and instruction manuals. I really don't like. There's very few books I read for pleasure. My favorite series of all time, Ender's Shadow, which was a parallel series to Ender's Game. Did not like Ender's Game as much. Like I kind of liked it, but it wasn't my like absolute favorite. I wish I could read. Yeah, I earned that one. That reminds me, there's a couple quotes I have to steal from Pad Bay when we were doing the Pad Bay collab stream. There was a couple quotes that were used that I'm like, I have to add these, but I didn't have Mix It Up with me. So I couldn't add them. I had to wait. All right. We're doing sticker 18. Would help if I read this the right way. This is the stream where Akward just looks like a silly goose with his reading ability. But yeah. So I will reread that series about once every. That can't be right. How many? Supposed to go across this. Yeah, this one's too small. So there must be a bigger one. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's too big. I feel like Goldilocks right now. This is too small. This is too big. This is just right. Nope. Apply for the top layer. Uh-oh. Got a 3. We needed a 4. This one's a 3. Oh, wait. It was dark. Oh, it is supposed to be dark gray. I'm just a goober. Come on. You can do it. Love this technique my wife showed me. Put the sticker on the back. Place it where you want. That's what she said. I left off before ads to him saying I wish I could read. And I and listen, I know words are hard. Yep. I can read. Just so we're clear. I can read. There's no doubting that. I can read. But, you know, can I? That's debatable. You know, you're not wrong. Actually, that was my least favorite thing in college, was having to read all the plays that you have to read as a theater major. It's not that I don't like reading. It's not that I don't like reading, but I don't like reading. I don't know how else to put it. I don't like reading. I don't like reading in regards to like things that should be seen in Anything you already said, you're struggling to read. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, you like reading more than movies. See, I'm the exact opposite. I prefer to see things over reading them. Now, obviously, with my professions, both as a teacher and a theatrical professional, I don't get that luxury. I'm usually the one, putting things together so that people can see them. So, yeah. But that is one thing I need to be better about, is just reading for funsies. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy reading. I mean, I remember when I find a book that I like, I will read it and do exactly what Jackie did, which is read in like 4 or 5 days and be done with it, and me be ecstatic with it. And want more, and I kind of ingest the same way I ingest movies. My problem is that I don't like to waste my time on a book that I don't know is good. Like, the only people I've heard say, Akatar or Fourth Wing is women. And it's not that I'm against reading something that women read. It's just like, I'm not that into it. I think it's because I can take my time, no pressure to finish if I'm tired. But like movies, I gotta watch it all at once or I feel like messing up the flow. That's how I feel too. So I totally... See, maybe I just need to meet more dudes who read. Maybe that's what it is. Because it's nothing to do with male or female. It's just more of a, it's more of a different perspective. And sometimes books are written for a particular demographic. And so that's why it's just like, it's not, I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know. I understand from the perspective of my wife and my sister-in-law and every other woman I've ever met. I don't know anyone who isn't reading the Fourth Wing, who isn't reading Akatar, isn't reading all of that. I just need another guy's opinion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and here's the thing is, the funny part is I laugh because I think about this, and I also laugh at this whole idea because my grandpa, who was he was definitely man's man, that stereotypical man persona. And he would read these kind of books. He would read Western styled ones. But he literally had a library of Western smut, is what I called it. He was really into John Wayne, but they were like these romance novels. And so that's just really the thing. It's like, I laugh at it. I'm like, the manliest man I know is more golden retrieval than big scary man. Well, so am I. Let's be honest. And so that's why I just laugh. I'm like, I have this weird thought, but it also at the same time, it's like, yeah, I need that perspective. It doesn't have to be the manliest man, but it has to be like, I don't know. It's like, I might not be into it. Or it's also like, high fantasy is not my thing. Lord of the Rings. I don't like Lord of the Rings. And we love you for it. Hey, I love you. I love you too. Hey, my sounds aren't playing. I need to check into that. Add that to the to-do list. I noticed that earlier too. Okay. I watched Divergent, and it was okay. I did read. Did I read it? I think I read it. I think I read it after I watched it. Thank you. Yes, I did. I was like, I feel like I did an audiobook with it. And that's the thing. Is I think that's the other thing is if I have an audiobook going, I tend to engage in it better. That I do know about myself. A dark gray 4-piece. I do engage better when it's an audiobook. Then I feel like you'll be meh about Fourth Wing as it's similar, just add dragons. Well, but that's what, honestly, I think dragons were something that were needed in Divergent. Would have made it more interesting. Who knows? I have no idea. This is why I'm a designer, folks. I don't mold worlds. It may not be but it is sci-fi. You don't like high fantasy? Ender's Game? Okay, look. Ender's Game is not a high fantasy. It's, yes, there's a world beyond it. Why I like, and I don't like Ender's Game. Let's be clear on this. I do not like Ender's Game. Hot take there, I know. Everyone had to read it in like 8th, 9th grade. But I actually don't like Ender's Game. Because I don't like Ender. That's my biggest issue. I think Ender... I don't know. Ender's kind of a weird character. Like, he's almost like... I want a dragon. Like, how fun would that be? Right? Ender is not a realistic character. Ender is an character. And that's why I really liked Being Delphiki, who is the main character in Ender's Shadow series. So just because I know most people probably don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. Ender's Game is basically about this dystopian world where aliens had attacked and were briefly defeated, and they're trying to save the world from the second invasion. So what they do is they basically start a school where they train soldiers and then commanders and so on for the next invasion. And it uses video games as a way to train these children. And so it was written in like the 80s or 90s. Ender's Game follows Ender Wiggin, where Ender Wiggin is what's known as a thirdborn, which was illegal. You could only have 2 kids. You had to get special permission. But because of Ender's brother and sister, his brother was super violent, his sister was too loving, they wanted to give this family one more shot because they had the intelligence to be a superior commander, and they thought that Ender could win the war, or the next child could win the war, which was Ender. And that's basically, we follow him through that, and then they kind of get accelerated. And the problem with Ender is that he's too, the whole point is he's too nice, is what they believe. He's too nice, and he doesn't know how to win. You know, that male gravitas, if you will. And what we don't know is that the buggers are about to be attacked by this invading fleet that was sent basically right after the first invasion. And so it does get into the high sci-fi realm, like Star Trek or Star Wars. But it's also very, very one perspective. Ender's Shadow looks at the commanders, if you will, of Ender's fleet and that help him win the war, and then focuses on the post, because at the end of the book, sorry, spoilers, mute me for a minute if you don't want to know the end. The end of the book, basically, they believe Ender is cannot be sent home, because if he is, then he'll be likely kidnapped and used to command armies and win the second war that they were anticipating. The war of it was the only time the world was united was against the buggers, and then the buggers are destroyed, so he's not allowed to go home. He has to go on to another planet. And so the whole series from then on is basically kind of this analyzing what it is to be a child who won a war, like as a young kid, if you will. And so that's where it's just like, but it's like written like they're like 75, 80 years old. Anyway, and the same thing is true with Ender's Shadow, as they all are basically adults. Wait. Sometimes I gotta flip it around so I know which side is which. Okay, this goes here. And because of that, like, it seems really unrealistic. Because, like, why wouldn't they send the parents away? Or why wouldn't they... Like, he only leaves with him and his sister, Val, the second born. And it's just like... And that was because Ender wanted that. Why didn't the parents go? Why didn't the older brother get a chance to go? It's just... I don't know. I don't agree with it. Anyway... I mean, granted, the government could absolutely do that, but it was just kind of weird. Ender's Shadow is basically each chapter you're following a particular character. So you're not, I mean, the first book is basically all Bean Delphiki, who was supposed to basically be the backup commander if Ender should fall apart or die. Bean was taking over, but he grew up as a poor kid on the streets of Rotterdam, as a genetic experiment. And basically the first book is mostly about him, the person who found him, and the person who tried to get him into battle school, and the people that helped make it work. Then all the other books after that are more about geopolitical analysis and the different characters that they didn't explore during Ender's Shadow. And I think that's why I enjoy it. That's it. It's the only book I really enjoy. Like, I reread it every now and then. I have audiobooks of them. I own, I think, every copy of every book. It's also more science-based, which is, I think, also why I enjoy it. Because it talks about the science, like, basically made-up science, but the science behind... genetic alteration, and yeah, so definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I got into it because my English teacher in 8th grade, she saw I enjoyed parts of Ender's Game. And so she recommended that one to me because she thought it would... That, and I think I read it in one day. I was enthralled with it. And so that's really the... Okay, I need the little black. I need to get a better overhead light. Little black buttony piece. And so, yeah. And so that's really kind of it. Is I had the other book, but it just wasn't... Ender's Game just wasn't that great. Oh, there it is. Rolled way over there. So yeah, there's my 20-minute explanation of why I like Ender's Shadow, but not Ender's Game. You know. Anyway, so it's not... I think part of it is I prefer audiobooks over physical book. Because I can do other things and still process. Like, I'll have a book going and then do other things. I'll do other things while I'm doing it. And it's not that I'm actively listening to the book. I'm more just doing things like this. Like, I could be listening to an audiobook right now and be configuring my Legos. I like reading Calm the Intrusive Thoughts before bed. Yeah, I do something else for that now. Just kidding. I mean, I'm not, but yeah. So that's the big thing. Is I do enjoy reading, but as I said early in this show, if I could read, I just can't like sit there. I feel like it's kind of bad. It's probably more of the, I feel like I have to be doing something quote unquote productive. Okay, this is supposed to go here. And I laugh because those productive things are building Legos. So is it really that much more productive? And this one just goes across there. Oh, whoops. Camera shifted. There we go. All right. That was one of the issues with trying to take everything on the road with me, was I had to reset everything back up today so I could stream again. And I've had to adjust all the cameras, I spent a good hour getting everything set back up. But the annoying part is like, it was for no reason, because it didn't work. So it's not like I took it so that I could actually, stream or anything. Okay. Then we have to build a second one. But yeah. So, what was nice was I did have like a second mic and stuff like that, so I didn't have to really undo a whole lot. The biggest issue was my camera, because my camera, I needed the tripod on my camera, and it had to do with the fact that I streamed my wife's best friend's wedding too, due to a last minute adjustment. I'm like, okay, I'll just take this one, and thank God I had that tripod, because that was the only way I got it to work. But yeah, so I had to undo my stream setup and then do it again, get it back up and running. But it wasn't a full disassemble, which was nice. It was only a partial disassemble. Oh, yay. Clicky window time. For those who are new, we like to listen to the snap of the window going into the window frame. It's quite a good time. It's a very satisfying snap, and the recording will not give it justice, unfortunately. That's the unfortunate part. But yeah, I'm glad I brought all this stuff, even though none of it worked. Because just like when I tried to stream for my Lego build, and we were going to do Fortnite Friday while I was gone. The network at the place, it just would not do anything. And I'm like, is this all you guys got? And they're like, yep. Yeah, it's so much more satisfying in person. I wish you all get to snap in a window Lego some point in your life. We need that piece. And then it looks like we're leaving a 2 gap on this. Very nice. All right, that's all in. Okay, and then need this boy and this boy, and we need a flat light brown. You know, it's funny, I had a set that was this window brown, and this, and my students would refer to oh shoot, yay, Snuggie for the win, wearable blanket for the win. My students would refer to the different browns as baby poop brown and normal poop brown. And I always thought that was funny, still to this day. Oh no, it's not supposed to be this. Wait, yeah, let's just do this and then a full. No, there it is. With the brick look on the outside. Okay. And I just always found that funny. Funny way to look at life. There's 2 types of brown. And I have to say, they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong on the descriptors. Okay, we're going to hold this like so. We're going to put that there. Put that there. And we're going to crisscross on that side. And then it looks like repeat. So do that again. Okay. And then take this taller piece. Then a little L. And then a bigger L. There we go. Nice sturdy piece right there. And this goes in the corner. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Now we're going to work on the front. So the front we have on this side. Oop. Couldn't see what I was doing. that. And on this side, we have this and this. What room is this? This goes on top of the war room. So, oh, this is just the second level to the war room, or the training room. So, okay. That makes sense. Welcome back, Chibi. The only thing good about Where is that I only have to leave the house one day a week. Yeah, I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have to leave the house right now. Because next week, starting Monday for me, Tuesday for students, I get to leave the house every day. And boy, would I wish what I would do to not. What I would do to not. But unfortunately, in my line of work, it doesn't work out that way. All right. So this is like an observation deck. That's kind of cool. Listen, if you didn't decide to get more educated, jobs hiring more people. I know. I wish I didn't get more educated too. But besides the fact that I need to figure out how to make more money in the next 6 months so I can move. Because that is now what is on the forefront. That's our only caveat. We got about, I think we figured out we're gonna have about 7K put away and we need like 10. So I need to figure out how that's gonna happen. But I have a few plans. Few plans to help. Hopefully help. One of them will be later this month. But that was already planned. So, but we're going to talk about that. Oh, we can talk about it now, I guess. So, for those who don't know, my second year of doing this crazy thing called streaming. My second year anniversary is right around the corner. It's at the end of the month, actually. And so I am planning a second subathon. I think, though, we're going to go with a no limit subathon. And I know I said, I said I will never do a no limit. But you know, I also said I'd never do a subathon. So the rule is just never say never, folks. All right, we're bag 16 now, which is probably gonna be the top half of this. So I haven't picked the day yet, just because I have to look at a lot of calendars. But we are going to be doing our second subathon. A no limit subathon at the end of the month. Yeah, but there's a lot of calendars involved in when that will happen, because my wife's thesis starts at the end of the month as well. Well, starts back up. So there'll be more stuff coming out. I'm working on those details in the coming weeks. Well, coming days, honestly. But because we've been out of town, I haven't had time to really sit and plan that in my head. So, in my head. In my head, zombie. Yeah, that just happened. Okay, so we've got this little corner piece right here. Looks a little spiky. Image doesn't give it good. But it's an up and down. I thought it was like a two-toned brick, but it's a little spike. All right, then put the rest of the spikes. So we need 2 rows of 3 spikes. But yeah, so that'll be fun. I will have more details for y'all there. But that was always planned, and it's, for me, it's going to be more about just having people who have positively impacted the last 2 years on my stream. Well, we have hired 10 new people in 7 months. That's crazy. Job market sucks right now, so I'm told. I haven't had to look for a new job recently, so I don't know, but that's what I hear, is that the job market is not great. But it makes sense, you know, given what you do, it makes sense that it's growing, because there's been a lot of expansions in those sectors. I don't know about specifically. I don't actually know much about your company at all, except for what you do. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of expansion in that way that allowed for that much new hiring, because that is a lot. That is a lot. And in addition, and I've said this before, is it's very rare nowadays that companies will do so much work from home. So it's a lot with your particular company. And who knows, maybe in 3 years I will have made nothing of myself, and this would have been a weird experiment that failed miserably. And hopefully they'll be hiring again and I'll end up in New York. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I think I will end up in New York, realistically. Or on the East Coast. Because quoted by my boss, we close to $1 million in reimbursements every 2 weeks. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And yeah, that doesn't, when you work in fields like myself or Jackie K, that's not surprising. And most of them are well-needed things. Oh, whoops. That wasn't supposed to go there. Brick separator, come to help. I got turned around for a hot second there. Messed that one up. All right, there we go. Oh. But yeah. So, and most people, that's the thing, is this is what I hate about the news. News always makes it seem like all there is bad in the world. And there's really not. There is some, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of good in the world too. And the fact that there's a reimbursement of $1 million every 2 weeks is just a testament to most of that good. Because that means people are getting the things they need. And that's important. That's one of the things why I'm glad I'm moving to California. All right, where is this blue piece I need? It's supposed to be one there, one there, one there, and one there. But I'm not seeing. It's got to be under something. I have 2 miter saws. I guess it's technically a handsaw. Oh no, where is it? Oh, it's right under my other hand. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for, and that's what is needed. And I mean, if you're part of the Akward family, then you know that I'm very, very pro taking care of your neighbor. I'm very pro in that way. And you don't have to agree with me, but I would imagine most people who are in this community would likely share that same philosophy. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so this is supposed to go in. Wait. Doesn't. I guess. Wait. It made me make a square, guys. It didn't tell me which way. Okay, it looks like it's all blue pieces. And so there's only one edge that would allow for that. That would be this one. Come on, Lego. No, we're falling apart now. 1 second. Need one of those sorry for the technical difficulties signs to come up. There we go. That's back in place. And there was a 3-piece that popped off right there. All right, let's try this again a different way. Slide this in. There we go. There we go. That's the snappy we need to hear. Hello, welcome in, Cloner Wrath. Working on building a supported living house for people with dementia, which would help pull them out of nursing homes. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, honestly. My grandmother, for those who don't know, my grandmother suffered from Alzheimer's, which is a type of dementia. I think her diagnosis was actually dementia, but I'm not really sure. That was right around my college years, so I was very busy with being a college student. Anyways, so what was I going with that? It's not that all facilities are bad. In this particular facility, my uncle was in charge of, to some degree. I don't understand the exact logistics, but he worked in the area and oversaw a lot of the facilities. And so she got better care than some, but I've also heard a lot of horror stories. And it was really a stressor point for some of my family members when they started bringing her to facility after my grandfather passed away. Became ill. And so getting that specialty help, because working with someone with dementia is just a different beast in its whole entirety. That is fantastic, and I'm glad to hear that those sort of things are happening, because it's honestly tragic. It hasn't happened before. Ooh, that's a perfect placement right there. All right, then 11's the next one. How you doing, Cloner Health? Welcome into the Akward family gathering. We are building the X Mansion. And just yapping and chatting about everything and anything. So feel free to do that. Absolutely. Unfortunately, those facilities, someone who worked there are underfunded, understaffed, and overpopulated. So this could be a huge step. Yes. Here's the thing about anything, any sort of thing. And I feel like I can confidently say this just from the stories that Jackie's shared with me and my own experiences, is companies like the one Jackie works at, companies like the company I work at. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And we need more companies like Jackie's company or my company that actually are in it for the right reasons, not for the reasons of profit. Because a lot of these places, a lot of schools, a lot of stuff, especially charter schools and private schools, a lot of them are in for it for the money and not to actually better anyone. And it absolutely is unfortunate, because you're talking about populations that they need the help. They need right? And education means the difference between someone continuing to live in poverty and someone getting opportunities that they never could have fathomed. And for that, same thing with the elderly. These are the people who have given everything, in some cases, their time, their energy, and as a society that asks their people to give for them, we should always be willing to give back. And that's the thing. Like, I am someone who has no problem putting in my time. I've been working for 20 years now. And granted, some of that was working at a bowling alley, and some of that was working as an educator. Like, it's a very, very diverse set of working that I've done, as I think most people will say. But I would like to believe that one day we will get back on track. I forgot a part because I couldn't find it. Right there. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't see the diagram above it. That's my problem. Okay, so we got this piece, and yes, I know this might be a controversial take, but I am pro-socialism. Yep. You heard it here first. The public educator is pro working as a society to better the world. I know. Crazy. So, I'm glad to hear that this company ran by a lawyer is doing good in the world, as The world has always been intended. Human nature is selfish. The world is always codependent. I saw this piece. Where did it go? It was a little 1x1 brick. One by one brick with a hook. Hello. See a 2x1 brick. Don't mind paying higher taxes for public health care. No, I do not. Mostly because if you've seen the numbers, you get about the same cost, but significantly better care when it is state ran. And we've seen this in American societies as well as internationally. Because some places do have... I need this piece. But it goes on the hook piece I'm looking for. Just got an ad for one that helps your brain with memory. I feel like my ads may have been targeted. Oh, yeah. I don't know about for you, Jackie, but PTSD has done a number for my memory. It's good times. Good times. All right. I'm blind. Every time I can't find a piece, it seems to be under my hand. Let's check there first, Akward. Okay. And then this piece is going to go... It's supposed to be like a camera or something, I guess. Charlie does a number to knock out both good and bad memories. It's so true. That's the thing, is that I can almost pinpoint when my brain started getting, as I used to describe it, fuzzy. That was what I explained to my therapist a few months ago, and then proceeded to talk to me about how it's likely PTSD that is what I'm experiencing. All right, we did the computer. Okay, we started, this is where we were. Okay. And so that's how I found out I had PTSD, was I said my brain was fuzzy, because that's the only way I could really describe it. And I had known the effects of stress on memory because when you're an educator, you learn, like, you gotta try and create a positive atmosphere and reduce stressful factors. And so I knew the effects of stress on memory.
Do you want to use the steak for the soup, or?
Up to you.
I was just gonna make it so we have the meat for dinner.
That's fine.
Okay.
Akward wife, come back. So as an educator, I was well aware of the effects of it on memory. What I didn't realize was that it makes it seem like, after you go to a rock concert and if you've never been to one, you obviously don't know this feeling, but your ears like buzz for like a couple days after. That's my brain, like all the time. And it's not that I don't want to remember things. It's that I just physically can't. And yeah, I can almost pinpoint it to the exact events that caused that. And it's really sad. Because it's a combination of personal events plus educator events that led to this. And it can take 5 to 7 years for it to resolve. Yeah. Abzu, I know you didn't, or let's see, Chibi, I didn't know if I know you didn't know this because it just happened like 2 days ago, but I'm very bitter. My AirPods fell out of my pocket in Temple when I took my wife to her appointment, and now they're gone. They're apparently still at the IHOP in Temple, so if they're still there when my wife goes back to Temple, because I don't feel like driving an hour for AirPods, but who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll feel like, hey, I'm going to go over to the Buc-ee's and then enjoy that. And Happy New Year to you too, Absu. I realized I missed that one. I missed that. I saw you were in here. I said hello. Did I see the Happy New Year? No, I did not. But yeah, so they fell out of my pocket. Because I was wearing my pajama pants because I was gonna, I thought we were just gonna be gone for like an hour or two. Because it's only like it was a 40-minute procedure, and yeah. And it turned out we were there for pretty much half the day. Left around 2. It was a long day, but it's all right. Anyways, so I just lost my AirPods. Yeah, that's the thing is, a lot of people ask me like, oh, how did you do this? How did you do that as an educator? And there's literal blank spaces when it comes to like the fun of it. And then shortly after that, the pandemic started. So like it was like almost a 2 year duration that was pretty hard on my brain. Okay, so this one just goes across. It's unfortunate, but I also believe that, well, if you're someone who's seen the show Bluey, because talk about mental health, positive mental health things, Bluey is one of those things. But there's an episode of Bluey, it's the extended episode, and there's this little book that the teacher is reading to Bluey in the class when Bluey finds out they're going to be moving. And basically the whole premise is things can be good and bad. You don't know. Only time will tell. And that's the thing is, in some cases, really crappy things that have happened to me have been really positive. Like I would say one of them, though it was really crappy at the time, and I made sure to say it quite again and again. Moving to Waco was one of the really crappy things. And it turned out to be really good. I feel things can be good and bad. It takes perspective to see both sides. Yeah. And so when we moved to Waco, I was not happy about it. I literally had to throw out my degree. I had to continue teaching in the classroom, which at that time I was, oh shoot. That's why it wasn't sticking. I messed up. Okay. I see it now. It is not weird to be watching it. It is not a children's show. It is a show for everyone. Do not feel weird about it, Obzu. Heck, I quote Bluey more and more often with my high school students than anyone. Because they need to remember that they're kids. That was supposed to go in there for the board. For the spike board to fit better. That's why it wasn't sticking earlier. Now I know. Oh my gosh, so much better. So much better. Well, I'm a silly. All right. Let's get these suckers on. I'm a pro Bluey person. Heck, if I could, I'd be listening to Bluey soundtracks all day long. Source of my problems from my stream. Now you need the yeah. I have the Bluey curse because of Akward. Everywhere I go is Bluey. Bluey is the best. I am ready to transform everyone onto Bluey. To me, it's the golden gem of the pandemic, because that's what why I found it, was because of the pandemic. We were at home. We were looking for something to watch with the kids, and I wasn't on TikTok at the time, but my wife had, I think she wasn't either. I don't know. But she was on Reels or something and heard about this show. I said, oh, I'd never heard about it. And on the first episode, I was like, yes. Which was Keepy Uppy, which it isn't anymore. But Keepy Uppy was the first episode I watched with it, and it was fantastic. That's the only reason why I'm such a big advocate for Bluey. And I highly recommend it. I tell my friends all the time, go watch it. I don't care if you don't have kids. Go watch it. There we go. There's level 2. Whew. That would have been bad. There you go. Still have a lot of pieces. Kind of worried. Better be more to this. Okay, there is. I was like, we better not be opening a new bag, because then we're off. We're off a little. No, we're probably gonna add some like minor detail now. That's what we did with the last one. Yeah, it is. If I can get everyone and their mother to be watching Bluey, which, mind you, because streaming data is now published, Bluey is one of the #1 streamed shows with over like 1 billion hours on Disney Plus. And it's only 7-minute episodes. That's something to think about right there. 7-minute episodes. Over 1 million or so hours. I forget what it was, but it is the #1 thing streamed on Disney Plus. More than Hamilton. But I think that's it, is that you can just you can ingest, like a lot of the times I'll use Bluey, like my kids will be like, I want to watch something, but it's like 5 minutes before bed. Bluey's a 7-minute episode. So I'm like, all right, watch a Bluey. And then they always go, now they watch the 27-minute one, extended Bluey one. And I'm like, you got me. All right, we'll watch it. One time I fell asleep when they had said that, and I was really tired, and I fell asleep. And I woke up 10, 15 minutes later and I said one Bluey episode and you were supposed to go to bed. It is just one Bluey episode. Like, you just took the spirit of what I said and manipulated it. If anyone needs a heartwarming series to watch, there's a channel on YouTube called Adventures with a Purpose. They go out and solve underwater cold cases for families completely free. That's awesome. I don't know if I can handle watching any more true crime. But then again, it's like, it's getting the answers, so it might be worth it. I don't know. It's tempting. I love Adventures with a Purpose. And they don't show anything, keep it family. Oh, no, that wasn't what I was worried about. A lot of shows like that that's the case of what they do. All right, this one is supposed to go in right here. Supposed to have that gap? Oh no, because I didn't add the last piece. There's one last piece, guys. I can follow directions, sure. I think it's interesting that they didn't just have you put these in with the build. They had you do it completely separately. Like, sometimes when I see these pieces, I'm like, why? What's the logic? What's the thought process here? It's kind of cool. Like, it's a cool idea. I'm not complaining. It's just, we could have stabilized that in. But maybe the bigger picture will reveal something. All right, we're going to do this now, I think, for this second wall. Basically going to do the same thing. It looks like, but probably something different as well. Okay, so then that for 153. Personally, I find it very heartwarming because a lot of times the family has moved to the acceptance phase, so they get answers. There's only one episode that's only really ever got me hard in the feels. Adventures with a Purpose. I'll have to check it out. I do like true crimes. I've avoided it in more recent years. I used to listen to like 12 different podcasts because I'm fascinated with people. It's one thing I've learned about myself is I am fascinated. I can go to Disneyland and just watch people. It's fascinating. And learning, why someone does something, the way their thought process. That was one of the things I wanted to study when I was in high school. I thought about majoring in sociology, psychology, kind of, and understanding how people think. Because it fascinates me. It fascinates me to no end how some people can be narcissistic, or they focus on themselves. No, I'm intrigued. I wasn't hungry, but this looks really good. Look what Akward wife just brought me. We had leftover shrimp and steak from our fondue last night. And so we're like, okay, what can we do with it? And so we looked at the menu that we had created for the week, and like nachos make sense, shrimp nachos, because our original solution was tacos, but we didn't have tacos on the menu. And so she just said she's making you dinner. She is. Yes. Also, after that, I will never not have a window breaker in my car. Oh. No, she is absolutely. So we have a big running joke between her and I that she has the hardest time letting people take care of her. And we didn't think she was going to even let me do that much. I have been so... She didn't really... The other day, she was like, is this what it's like when you take care of me? It's like, yeah, if you let me do it. No, she's been awesome. She's been getting a little stir crazy today. I didn't let her do anything this morning after 2 days of her not being able to do anything. And so I think me deciding to stream and then her getting to kind of go back into her routine, because we don't have a traditional wife situation for any other reason than that's what she wants. She likes doing those kind of things and taking care of the family in that way. So because I like cooking. I made the fondue last night. Granted, that's not cooking, so. But yeah, she's been in bed for 2 days now, which is a lot longer than I thought she would have been. So she is pretty amazing. Enjoy that ASMR. All right. So we got that. Oh, now we're going to fill in, I guess, some more windows. I guess these side windows need to be filled in too. Trying to find a good angle for you guys to see it. Yeah, I think that's about as best as we're going to get. Well, they're right here. Guess I'll have to move the nachos. This is gonna turn into a mukbang soon. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna say okay. Mukbang. I don't know what that is. Okay, so we got another. Those eating ASMRs. You eat on screen. See, my wife even knows, and I don't know what that is. All right. So then we got this. I'll probably just take a small break and enjoy the nachos, so you don't have to listen to all the crunching, because this is like the least streamer friendly meal, but it looks really good. So I ain't waiting. All right, so this one, the numbers on the bottom, this is 22. As I see him putting this all together, and after just watching the X-Men 97 show, like, it really makes me sad, but in a good way, as I'm putting this together. But but it just came out, so I don't really want to talk about it unless the community is okay with talking about it. Because that was such a good series. It was such a good episode. I can't wait for season 2 because it left so much open in such an X-Men way. Twerk, little cows, twerk. So good. So good. Cow's leaving? Bye, cow. I think that's what that is. Yeah, let's just throw up the twerks, I guess. Let's just do it. Do it. Throw up the twerks. Alright, then we've got these little red pieces. So we got lasers, it looks like. Yeah, it's the cow leaving. Yeah, I need... Oh, that's what I was supposed to do today. I have to do that tomorrow. I need to schedule an eye doctor appointment for the entire fam. Yeah, you know me. I love that coffee one. Probably the #1 user of that. But it's so good. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be a little different. So while I was trying to fall asleep the other day, because I've been taking for the last, buy it on Etsy for your channel, I'll send it to you. Okay. Does that mean it's going away? That means it's leaving. I have a turtle one that I was gonna get on Etsy. But I also thought that would be a cool stream is to how to make GIFs. Since it's something I know how to do. It's a pain, which is why I haven't done it. It'll forever be on my channel. I'll just use yours. Why do I need my own? All right, and then I get this last sticker on. I wonder what all these numbers correlate to. They don't put things on sets like this on accident. All right. So this one only needs a single. And then this roundy 1x2. Right there. Then that on top. It's funny, when I first saw these Lego pieces right here, I always thought they were like a good like battle room kind of looking thing. So the fact that they're like all riddled all over this just makes me so happy. All right, then those pieces right there. And this goes here. That goes on the inside. And this goes on the outside. Good. Then the top piece. Good. And then the 3 little angular pieces. good. And then we're gonna make a bunch of things, I guess. These look like maybe like little missiles or like punchy arms. I don't know what they are. Maybe the people who follow you that don't follow me want to shake their coffee booties. You're right. You're right. I'm depriving my followers of coffee booty. Sounds so wrong. It's fair. It's fair. But if anyone in my community is not following Jackie K, they should be. Because, especially if they're like, yes, you are Akward. Because Jackie K is your go-to person for Disney Dreamlight Valley. She knows way too much about it, in my opinion. She has all the insider knowledge. If you follow her on TikTok, you will get to know where everything is. She even helped me the other day. My daughter was trying to find onions, and I was hanging out on stream with her. And I'm like, "Hey, you're my go-to person. I don't want to have to go search the internet and see what it is. Where do I find onions?" She's like, "Oh yeah, it's here." Because she just knows. She just knows right where the onions are. Where the onions are, the onion seeds, how to use the onions. So, if you're someone who enjoys that, you should totally go hit that follow button. Plus, then you get the really cool, awesome booty shaking emote. Coffee emote. Granted, I think you have to be a sub because I don't think anyone can put animated emotes on anything less than a sub level. All right. I said, I'll take a break and then I'll come back. But I'm looking at it, I'm at the 2-hour mark, which is normally, that's my normal length of stream. And so I think, well, Jackie, since you're here, are we doing Friend Friday tomorrow? I don't recall. I think we had a plan to, but we really haven't chatted. So, Jackie, if you're here, are we Fortniting it tomorrow? Put you on the spot. She has a second channel, for those wondering. She has a second channel that's for other activities that aren't Disney Dreamlight Valley. Because if we are doing Fun Friday, which I believe we are, I had planned, but I recall conversations that may have been that we weren't doing this one. I don't remember. You can DM me later. But anyways, if we are doing that tomorrow, Friend Friday will likely be Fortnite. If not, then I might come on and do this. What's going on? I realized I asked you while I was in ad after I already asked. Are we doing Friend Friday tomorrow? I forgot to ask. But if we are, I'm all for it. Playing Fortnite. If not, then I might come on back here and do this. If we are doing Friend Friday, well, then we'll come back on Saturday and we'll do this. So, but I think we're going to call it a day for this, which sucks because I just didn't realize there was an ad going on. But we're at a good stopping point. That's up to you if you want to. That's okay. No, I'm really all for it. I've been looking forward to a Friend Friday because I felt bad. It's been now 3 Fridays we haven't been able to get together. And that's, that comes with the holiday season. Don't get me wrong. But I miss yapping and Fortniting with you. I don't like to play Battle Royale with at any other time. I am at level, I think, 100 and 67 or something, and it's all because I've been playing way too much Lego Fortnite Odyssey. Oh, it's so good though. Everything leveled up very nicely. So yes, I would love. Wait, now it's saying I'm on an ad break. What? I'm gonna do my scary voice like my kids do. Okay, let's try that again. Now I'm back. I said, tomorrow I'd love to do Friend Friday because I honestly do not like playing Battle Royale with anyone else. Like, not even a little bit. So would love to do that tomorrow. We haven't talked, and I remember you had something one Friday, I had something 2 of the Fridays, and then we couldn't get my network working for our one day that we were going to while I was away. So it sounds like you're all for it too. So what we'll do is we'll resume this on Saturday, probably evening. Check with the Mrs. Akward hero and see what Akward wife, see what would be the best. I think she wants me to do more middays on Saturdays. And I would prefer to do middays on Saturdays. So, yeah, so we'll see that, but we'll resume part 6. I have another game we could play, but I'll send it to you. Okay, sounds good. I'm all good for any game. Yeah. And you and I had talked about expanding beyond Fortnite anyway. But yeah, so we'll do Friend Friday like normal, which means we'll be starting about 5, 6 Eastern. Jackie, if you want to change that time, Friday I'm pretty much open, so we can do earlier or later. Just let me know. But normally we start at, I think it's 5 Central, 6 Eastern. So that's when you can expect me to see tomorrow, and we'll play for a while, and then 6 p.m. is good. See, this is the best way to do it. So, I mean, normally we just do this over Discord, but she was in here. I was talking. Might as well. All right. But on that news, well, here's our beautiful building. We still have the roof to do, so that'll probably be bag 17. We have 7 more bags left after this point, so we should get this done hopefully the next day or two, the next couple days. I'd like to get this done before I go back to work, which is Monday. We'll see if that happens. But anyway, I do need to update my theme to not be so Christmassy, but let's see who we got going. Ooh, Pike's been going for 9 hours. Wow. Thank you, Chibi, for that. Let's see. If you have any suggestions, feel free to always share. If I can't find anyone that I know, I think what I'll do is we'll make a new Lego friend. Someone working on the Titanic. Ooh, lighting up the Avengers Tower. Ooh, I kind of want to see that. We're going to hop over there. All right. Thank you guys for joining another Akward family gathering. Hope your tummies are nice and full. We will get together tomorrow. All right. Sounds good, Jackie. But for tonight, we're going to say goodbye. See you next time. So bye, y'all. Well, some things never change. Bye.